Okay, guys, welcome back. So, just a quick recap. What we did last video is we added our navigation bar and we added some formatting to make it sort of darker color. We removed things like the underline in our titles. What we want to do now, though, is we want to be able to filter our top 250. So, top 250 films, we want to filter them, and then we want to add them as a link here. So, I'm going to remove some of these, and I'm going to add those queries. So as I said, the first thing we're going to do here is do this one, top 250. In fact, I won't do by genre. Genre we'll do later on when we introduce HTMX. We'll do some filtering via HTMX as well. So if we're looking for example, particular films like comedy, etc. So we'll leave that. In fact, we'll take that out there. We'll say filter by top 50, and then we'll say HTMX filter by genre. Right, so let's do that query. Now, doing this query, actually, we might make some other changes. So looking at the way aggregation and annotation works, what I've come to realize is, I believe it was here somewhere, we may actually change the way we do annotation. Yeah, I think this is the one I was looking for. So we may change the way we do annotation. Sorry, we may change the way we do aggregation, because at the moment, currently what we're doing, if we go into our films and we go into our views, or in fact, no, our models, what we're doing is we're aggregating by working out the average like this. Okay, now there's another way of doing it, and I think we're going to end up getting exactly the same result. So let's try that. Okay, that starts off by so we're going to remove that one where we add films. Let's minimize all of these. So add reviews. Okay, now let's add another function. In fact, let's just add it here. So we'll say define top 250 movies. That will be, oops, that will be a request. Okay, and what we want to do is just like when we get all the films for our home page. In fact, you know what? I'm going to copy this because we're actually going to use this exactly. So when we filter, when we load up the page of the top 250 films, it's actually going to look exactly like this, and we're actually going to render the same HTML template. So we might as well just take that. There we go. Right. Yeah. So now we have that. Now what we want to do is, rather than just loading it and loading every single object, so we're going to remove the all, and we're going to add annotate instead. And we've already imported average. In fact, what I want to do is I want to also import count, and I'll explain why we're going to do count in just a bit. I'll do an example. I'll show you from the IMDb website. So so we're going to change this slightly, and we'll change that to annotate. Okay, and what we want to do is from the film.objects. Okay, if you remember, on the ratings model, we have a related field. We have a related field called ratings. So basically, the ratings model is connected to the film using this related name ratings. So what we're doing now is we're going to say we're going to annotate, and we're going to say that let's say AVR, so our average is equal to from the films table, that related name ratings, and we just want the rating itself. So what this will do now, oh no, what a rookie mistake, I didn't even use the function. Let's cut that for just a second, so my bad. So we're going to use that average function like that, the one that we've imported here at the top. We're going to use the average function, okay, and we're going to do it to the related table using ratings, and then from that model we just want to get the average of the ratings itself for each individual film, obviously. So there should be 2 underscores there. Okay, so then what we'll do as well is we'll order that. So we'll order those results by that variable that we just created, AVR. Now if I order it this way, it's going to be in descending order, No, it's not. It's going to be in ascending order. We're going to put a minus in front of it so that the top films come up to the top and then the list starts descending. And then lastly as well, we don't want every single film. We said the top 250. So what we want is, of the results of that query, what we want is just the 250 films. Okay, so if that works, let's try it. We'll save that and then we'll go into our URLs. Oh, let's come back here for a second and let's just borrow the word top 250. And then let's say path, because I wanted to copy and paste path. So we'll say top 250 and I'll say top 250, and you've seen me do this 100 times now, equals name top 250, and then we'll make top 250. Now it now recognizes what top 250 is. Okay, to be honest, we'll do exactly the same thing for bottom 250, but we're not going to do it yet. All right, so now when we go to our web page, let's load up our site. It's this one. Okay, and we'll just type in top 250. So now we've run that. You can see that what we have here is the films are in descending order from the top 6.4. And I know that there isn't a wide variation. If you remember, what we said was the average, when Python created the average, the random numbers kind of culminate to sort of around 4, 5, and 6. So if I go to the bottom, the last of the 250, yeah, it's around 5. So, oh, by the way, we don't have 70 pages here like we did before because we've now only got 250 results. So, okay, now here's the thing, yeah. What we're looking at is we're looking at the average. This average here is generated by, if we go to the models, it's generated by this average rating here, okay? But we've actually got a new average. So if we go to here, we've actually created this. We've actually created this AVR variable, which now also comes when it's passed into the context films. Now that's included as well, and we'll test that out. So if we go to our template, so let's go templates, let's go homepage, and where we have here, we've got film average rating. Okay, what we'll do is we'll do side by side. More of that. In fact, we'll just take all of that there, like that, and we'll stick that there. And what we're going to do is we're going to change that from average rating, which calls that function. I'm just going to say AVR. So they should be, I mean, if the calculation works correctly, then they should be both the same. Right, so if we refresh this page, right, you can now see that this average is exactly the same as the other one. No difference there. So really, do I need to call the other one anymore? Probably not. I could probably always do it with the one. I'll leave it there for now. Well, let's start by changing the link here to our top 250. So let's go back to here and we'll go to our base template, and where we have link, where's our link? There's our link. Okay, we'll say top 250, top 250 films, and we'll do exactly what we did before. Oops, no, just one. Like that. And we're going to say that this is a URL, and the URL will point to our top 250 page. We've got to say it's on the Films app. We're looking for top 250. Okay, now we can see top 250 there. So this is our home page, and this is our top 250. Now you can see here that in our home page, we're not passing that extra annotated field for that variable. We're actually calling it. So really what I could do is I could get rid of both now. But okay, so let's do the next one. Let's do the same thing, exact same thing. Let's go to views and let's copy and paste this. Okay, so we'll do that. We'll do this and that, and we'll call this one. Should we call it rotten 250? Let's just call it bottom 250. All right. So that's our bottom 250. And this time what we're going to do, exactly the same thing, except we're not going to do that, which would give us the lowest two films, the bottom end of the films. And we still only want to filter 250. Now, that should yield the correct results we don't have to do anything else here. But what we'll do is we'll go to URLs and we'll copy and paste that, and we'll create another one, and we'll just call this one bottom 250 and bot 250 and bot 250. Okay, and then what we'll also do is take that and we'll add that there. Cool. And then if we go to our base template, what we'll do is where we have our link here, in fact, what we'll do is we'll get rid of this drop down now. In fact, we'll get rid of the disabled navigation item as well. And we'll just copy and paste that. So we'll have that. So we've got another item. This one we'll call our rotten 250. Rotten 250, and that will be bot. Cool. So let's test that out. Again, let's go back to our page. And if we go to the home page, you'll now see that we have top 250, rotten 250. So that's the home page. That's in no particular order. Top 250 is the films rated the highest. Rotten 250 are the films rated the lowest. I mean, it's never going to be Lord of the Rings, but there we go. This is just Python's random rating. And then there you go. So as you can see, the list goes, the average goes higher and higher. Okay, so now that we've done that, really that's we can tick off these two. We can say that is done and that is done. Would it make sense for me in this video? This is so far under 15 minutes long. Should I also, from the home page, we can remove the film average here. So we'll keep that one and save that. Okay, oh, what we could do as well, actually, we'll just throw this last thing into this video. So if we go back to aggregation, I did mention count, and one of the things that is constantly shown on this page is that I can call the average, but I can also call more than one, sort of annotated variable that I can produce. Where did I see it last? It's here. No, I know I've seen it here. So I can actually create two. There we go here. For example, here in this aggregation, or I'm sure it would work for annotation as well, I can create a variable for minimum price, and then with a comma, I can create a second one. Now, what I like is if we go to imdb.com, right? If we look at our list of films, right? It's not on the home page, but if we, for example, well, if we click on any film, let's click on Wonka. It should also tell me how many votes there were per film. Okay, so what I'm now thinking of doing is adding that into our aggregate. But if I do that, then really what I should do is I should change the way I've done it here as well. So so if I go to views, and if we go to, let's say for example, top 250. So we go to top 250 and we say stop this bottom. We'll say, so we've got the AVR for average. Okay, let's do a comma, and let's also add votes. So number of votes is going to be, we're going to call the count function, and we're going to do exactly the same thing. We're going to say from the ratings, we want to know how many times it's been rated. So now that we've got that, I mean, to be fair, it's not on, if we look on IMDb, it's not on the home page. Okay. So if we just scroll down, right, so when we look at any film, the number of votes isn't there, but it is on the actual individual page itself. So we've got number of votes or number of reviews are there. This function is only called open the film detail page. What we could do exactly the same thing. We can say add another property, and we could say define number of votes, number underscore votes, and we'll say of self. Okay, and that will be a case of So we're going to return self.ratings.all, and what we want is the model, not the average. We want the count and of rating, and what we're not going to get is an average. Do I want that? I don't want the average, I want the count. I believe that should be correct. So if we go to our film template, film detail, let's just get, I'm gonna have to change the way I've done this here, but okay, so let's say reviews, and we'll add film dot, what was it here? Why is that capital O? Why is it a number? Let's copy that, save that, and then let's put that there, and let's save that as well. Okay, so now when we go to our home page and let's pick on a film, we now have number of votes. So it's now been voted 24 times. That works as well. It'd be better on a new line, and we'll probably style that on a new, we'll probably style that in another video. So I do want to keep this one short. So that's the end of this video. And next video, what we'll look at is setting login and logout templates. I'll see you then.